Hey guys, Lord here, back with a new Monster Hunter Rise video. In today's video, I'm going over sort of a part 2 on my earlier how to guard point video that I made back during the demo for Monster Hunter Rise. Link in the description if you want to check that out. This time, however, we'll be going over the guard point's cooler cousin, counter peak performance. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first of all, what is counter peak performance? Well, most of you Chargeblade players will probably know by now, but counter peak performance is a Silkbind move for the Chargeblade, which is performed by pressing ZL plus A on the Switch, R2 plus circle on PlayStation controllers, and left trigger plus B on Xbox controllers. This puts you in a stance with a generous time frame where you will block any single hit attack in about 180 degrees roughly in front of you. Upon blocking an attack while in the stance, you will fully charge and load all 5 of your files. So now you've got your files charged and loaded, what next? Well, once you hit a counter peak performance block, you have quite a few options. Firstly, if your shield isn't charged, you should hit R2, right trigger, or ZR on your controller of choice to put the Chargeblade files into charging up your shield. Here's what that should look like. Side note, like you saw in the clip, this is a great opener in fights for monsters that have piercing roars. You basically get a free shield charge the second that you start the fight. Your second option is to press triangle Y or X to go into a sword charge attack, also known as a condensed element slash. You should use this if your shield is already charged, but you don't have the proper opening or spacing or angle to go for some of the bigger attacks that we're going to talk about next. Here's what that will look like. So now your 2 biggest attacks out of counter peak performance blocks will be the Amped Element Discharge, or as I will be calling it for the rest of this video, the AED, and the Super Amped Element Discharge, or SAED. In order to perform either of these at your counter peak performance, you will block the attack, then first for the SAED, you will press either triangle plus circle on PlayStation, Y plus B on Xbox, or X plus A on Switch to go into your SAED. This is your highest damage attack for standard Chargeblade playstyle, so this is a very important one to get down. It will look something like this. To instead go into an AED, you'll do the same input for your SAED, but as you start the windup, you'll want to hold triangle on PlayStation, Y on Xbox, or X on Switch, and then hold down on your left analog stick. Now, this will only cost 1 file, but you will do 3 file stun hits. They will be slightly weaker hits than a full SAED file, however the AED is super useful for getting a lot of stun damage on a monster's head, allowing you to get KOs much faster. So again, it's more situational as to when you'll use it, but knowledge is power, and this move is one you'll definitely want to keep in your back pocket for any hunt. When performed successfully, the AED will look something like this. Now, one downside to counter peak performance, as opposed to just regular guard pointing, is that it only blocks the first attack that hits it. Certain moves, like Tetranodon's lunge attack, can hit your hunter more than once. So even though you may have blocked the first hit with counter peak performance, you'll still take damage and knockback from the second subsequent hit. Here is that as an example. Because of this, you still need to know how and when to use guard points appropriately and successfully, as a successful guard point will block multiple hit attacks. I have made a tutorial for that as I mentioned earlier, which will be in the top right of your screen now, and in the description and pinned comment down below. If you're looking to advance your Chargeblade techniques, I highly suggest you check it out. Knowing how to guard point and how to effectively utilize counter peak performance during a hunt will raise your Chargeblade skill level so much more than anything else you can learn at this time. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you've made it this far, comment Peaches down below and tell me what your favorite monster is so far in Rise, and which one you are looking forward to the most in Sunbreak. If you found this video helpful, I ask that you please consider leaving a like, as it's a totally free way to support my channel and the content that I create. If you're new to my channel and you like what you see, I ask that you consider subscribing for lots more Monster Hunter content just like this. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and happy hunting.